Hey guys, how are you? Sorry it's been so long since I updated. I really haven't had the time of late to actually sit down and film anything. So the last time you saw me was prior to my surgery. I'm now almost 10 weeks post-op as of tomorrow. Um, so I've had a really bad day today. I ended up losing my job today. I got given a month's notice because economic downturn, etc. So I'm kind of just, not in a really great place today. So can't really sleep. So I thought I would sit down and just have a chat to you guys. I've had a few messages to see how I'm going and updates and things like that. So in this video, I'll break down what it was like going into surgery, my time in hospital, my recovery, and what it's been like through the diet stages, and also some pretty cool products and stuff that I found along the way that have helped me. Don't mind me, I've got like these like dry patches of skin. Okay, so the day of my operation, we had to be there at 6:45 in the morning. So my husband took me across. My mum had travelled up from Melbourne to be with my daughter. So we got there about 6:45, filled out paperwork, paid my excess. My excess was $500. And obviously sat there for a few minutes and then got taken through to like the theatre waiting area. I had the anesthesiologist come and have a chat to me, explain what was going to happen, that kind of thing. I put a IV thing sort of in my arm, and sort of said, I was the first cab off the rank. My surgeon then come in and said, "Good morning, how are you? I'll see you in a minute." And then the next thing I know, I was being wheeled into surgery. So I think it was like within an hour of actually arriving at the hospital, checking in, paying the excess, signing forms and stuff, I was like wheeling into the operating theatre. So I got into the theatre. They moved me onto like the operating bed with, that kind of thing. And the last thing that I remember was the actual like almost like the cross, like where they put your arms out, was going up, and then the mask went on my face and that was it. I then remember sort of coming to a little bit in recovery, but of course I was just so drugged out of it. I literally just laid there and did nothing. So then I ended up back on the ward. I had a private room, so that was a bonus to me. And I finally actually sort of really started to come to about 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So my operation was, I think it was completed by about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. So by the time all the anesthetic and stuff had worn off. So that was all well and good, but then my next issue hit was the pain medication that was being fed through my IV was making me vomit. So I was vomiting like no tomorrow. That's like I woke up and I was vomiting and vomiting and vomiting and vomiting, and the nurses were running around like crazy, like what the hell do we do? How do we stop it? And they ended up giving me like a whole heap of injections in my leg to kind of like calm me down. And that worked for a bit. And then I started again and they said, "Oh, is it every time you push the pain medication?" And I sort of went, "Oh, it seems to be. It seems to make me quite sick." So they rang my surgeon and he come in and said, "No, you don't throw up anymore. Try not to use the pain pump." And I said, "Okay, no problems." I really had bugger all pain at all. I thought it was going to be so much worse than what it was. So the two operations I've had prior, I've had a C-section in 2017, and I've also had my appendix out in 2014. Needless to say, the number one thing to recovering from pain-wise would be my appendix, followed closely by a C-section, and then the sleeve is like way down the bottom of the list. The only things that hurt on my sleeve was like one of my 5 incisions, and it was only sort of when I moved a certain way. So that was all well and good. So we did all that. That was fine. Then sort of I went back to sleep. I don't like that day was sort of just a big blur, because I forgot to tell you, I also had the medication that they gave me to calm me down. So I was like high as a kite. I don't remember a great deal of the day. So that was fine. And then by the next morning, my IV in my arm have actually blown out. It had actually gone into the tissue. So every time they were pumping something into it, it was excruciating pain. So I just tell them, no, 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 no. So they ended up removing my IV, which included also fluids, by the way, within 24 hours of coming out of my operation. So it was all up to me to take everything by mouth. So that was pain medication, Panadol, as well as water. So that didn't seem to have much of an issue. I started getting soup and sorbet. Oh my God, sorbet. After being on that pre-op diet, sorbet was life. Literally, I would get so excited when the food trolley would come and I got just that tiny little serve of sorbet. And that's all I needed. I was happy. And the broth in the hospital actually wasn't that bad. Everyone complains that the broth was pretty horrible, but I didn't have any problems with it. I found it quite tasty. Surgeon come and visited a few times to make sure I was going well. I also had not the physio, some other doctor to come and check all my lungs were working. I have this apparatus that I had to, like, with the 3 balls. I can't seem to find it. I think my child's taken off with it. That I had to suck to make sure, and suck and blow to make sure that I was opening up my lungs. So then nothing sort of happened. By the second day, which was the Thursday, I was cleared to go home. I had no pain. I was tired. I mean, that was the only real thing that bothered me, is I just wanted to sleep all the time. But I assuming that was anesthetic and everything like that. So it was pretty full on. The worst part is I was given a few scripts to go and get for pain medication and Zofran, because I was still a little bit queasy at this stage. But of course it was Anzac Day here in Australia, which was a public holiday, which meant everything didn't open till after 1 p.m. The hospital's pharmacy was closed, and the closest thing, the pharmacy for us, was like 20 minutes away, and by the time I got home I was not prepared to go out again, so I sucked it up for the day. If it got really bad, I was just going to go up the road to my mother-in-law's and steal her Zofran. So a few days I was fine, bit tired, slept quite a bit. I went back to work the following Thursday after my operation, and it killed me. I just went in to do payroll. I was only in for 3 or 4 hours. I wasn't there for a great deal of time. So I was literally just living on pumpkin soup and broth, that kind of thing. That's all I really lived on for a little bit. I then got cleared to start the puree stage by about a week and a half out of surgery, when I went back to see my surgeon again. So that stage I could live on, like, mashed potato, and I made these really nice shepherd's pies and things like that. And I relatively progressed through the stages pretty normally. I didn't have any complications. Nothing has really repeated on me. Nothing has really gone through me. And by about 3 weeks post-op, I was back to drinking my morning coffee. We've got an actual coffee machine here that we grind the beans and things like that. And needless to say, once I started actually having my morning coffee again, I poo really well now. So many people are about constipation and not going to the toilet for days on end. I can poo daily. If I have 1 coffee a day, I'm good. I'm happy. Bit of a TMI moment, but in all honesty, I'm good with that. So that was all good. it took me till about 6 weeks post-op to actually be able to finish my coffee before it was cold, like stone cold, and having to reheat it. But I progressed through the stages pretty well. There wasn't much of an issue. It was more so getting the mind in the right frame more so than the food. Like trying not to serve yourself up so much because you're thinking that you need to eat everything that's on the plate, which is not true. So other than that, I've really travelled quite well. My surgeon's been quite happy. I'm currently down 20, almost 24 kilos. I'm more sort of frequent, more so on Instagram. So I will link my Instagram link down below because that's where I post a lot more of what I'm eating on daily. I post my photo updates yesterday or like last night. I actually did a side-by-side comparison of the photos when I first started this journey in October last year, and the photos that are actually in my progress ones on YouTube here to the ones where I'm looking at now, which is pretty cool. The problem is I couldn't find the same jumper I was wearing, which was a bit of a pain, but that was fine. So I've progressed to, I'm trying not to snack. My biggest thing is trying not to snack and get out of that boredom. Every time I feel like I need to snack, I actually end up making myself a cup of tea or having water or something like that. So I'm sticking to 3 square meals a day. So in the mornings, so my normal sort of like morning routine is I get up, I'll have a tea or a coffee, normally coffee first, and then I sort of wait for a little bit. I then progress to having breakfast. So my breakfast is either normally Wheat Bix with a bit of milk, or lately I've actually been having smoothies because I've discovered this new company. I had to show you guys. They're called Smoothie Bombs. So this is like an Australian company. They're based in Melbourne, and they actually make all these like little like smoothie bombs. So they have different flavors, and they're just like a little like tablet size thing. They're about an inch or so long, and they've got all sort of the nutrients in that. So all you need to do, it says crumble 1 bomb, add your piece of fruit, add 250 mils of actual liquid, and then blend. So I've actually been having those. I've just about to finish the trial pack. So I've had the golden chai. I didn't like it because I don't like chai. The peanut butter I had this morning, it was actually quite nice. So I had it with some banana and coconut water. The raw cocoa I'm actually going to have tomorrow morning, so I'll let you know how that goes in my next video. And the super berries and the super greens is something that I've actually ordered in a 25 pack each because they were freaking awesome. So if you're in Australia, check out Smoothie Bombs. They are really good. This little trial pack here was $12.95. It gave you 5 bombs. So it works at about $2.30 a bomb, but you can buy bigger packs. They also have like vanilla and a whole heap of other different flavors available. So I've been having my smoothie in the morning, which has been really cool. Lunchtime, I'll normally have like a salad and a bit of grilled chicken, or soup, or a cup of soup, depending on how I'm feeling. And then normally for dinner, I just have sort of a normal dinner. So whatever my family's eating or whatever I'm cooking. So for tonight, I had chicken, mushroom and bacon risotto with spinach. That was actually quite nice. Previously, we have had, last night we had kebabs, like the chicken stick kebabs from Aldi. The peanut ones, they were quite nice with a bit of salad or veggies. We've also had lately, what else have we also had of late? Grilled chicken breasts and things like the marinated chicken breasts and stuff from Aldi. Steak, all that kind of thing. I can seem to really, really, really eat sort of anything, which is really cool. One word of advice, ladies, I suggest you get some of these like little ring resizers if you can see them. They're like $5 off eBay because the other day I lost my wedding ring. It came off in the house. I was in a mad panic. My husband had been telling me for weeks, you need to take them off, you need to get them resized, put them on the blah, blah, blah. And I just went, yeah, whatever. Just shut up, leave me be, it'll be fine. And he'd been on night shift, he'd gotten up. And I turned to talk to him and I put my hand up and I went, oh! And he went, what's wrong? I said, nothing. And I literally bolted out of the room because I couldn't find my engagement ring. And he goes, what? He followed me out. He's like, what is wrong? I said, I've lost my wedding ring. I've lost my engagement ring. Oh my God, like this is the end of the world. Rah, rah. He's like, have you been out today? I said, no, I've only been, I've been in the kitchen. I've been in the dining room. I've been in the lounge room. That's really about it. I went through the bin because I'd taken a load of rubbish out to the bin. I checked everything and I couldn't find them. I was lucky enough they were down the side of my couch. Obviously, I'd stuck my hand down the side. So he was like, he hasn't let me live it down. So I bought these ring sizes and they seem to have worked quite well. You get like 12 in a pack. And I think that's like half of one that I've used on my finger. Or the fingers, the 2 rings, I should say. But yeah, other than that, everything's been going really, really well. If you have anything you want to know as such about the surgery, you can leave it down below. And I will. I'm hoping to upload a lot more regularly now that I have no job and no life. But yeah, other than that, everything's been going really well. I have my next appointment towards the end of the month with my surgeon to sort of see where I'm at. So I'm 23 kilos down. I've lost approximately 107 centimeters as of last month. I do need to do another measurement soon. I just can't seem to find my Zozo suit, actual suit thing. And I know they close down again really soon, so, or if they haven't already, I have to have a look into that. So I'm hoping to sort of do that before that. But yeah, I hope you're all well. If you have any questions, please let me know. I have a few videos planned coming up about sort of what to take to hospital and things like that. Because let's say I overpacked. I literally lived in like one pair of pajamas, changed my underwear twice, and that was really about it for me. But yeah. Alright guys, I will talk to you later. Bye. Don't forget to check out my Instagram below. Bye.